long last I serve you, my liege, under my true colors.
Shockwave is one of my all-time favorite Transformers. He's originally voiced by Corey Burton, who is one of my absolute idols, and he reprised the role for the fantastic Transformers animated series. Spiraling slightly off topic here, about a decade ago, I emailed him some questions along with my first voice acting demo reel, and while I honestly didn't really expect anything more than a short reply, the absolute legend sent me a gigantic wall of paragraphs with praise and advice. After that, I thanked him for taking his time with me, and he sent me another massive email back. I have the email saved in a special folder still, truly the greatest. So, moving on to Shockwave. Shockwave is a bit different in the Transformers animated series. He's still something of a scientist, but he's also a double agent for the Decepticons. It's not until later he reverts to his true colors, that being purple and black, which looks awesome. There is actually an official repaint in that color scheme, but it's over $100 usually, and I lucked out buying this figure from a clueless seller for about 10. This figure normally goes for like 60 to 70, I think? So I just decided to repaint him purple. Starting off, I'm basing him with the Vallejo Hexed Lichen. I thought this would be a decent color to go with, but after looking at reference pics, he's got a lot of blue in the purple, so I mixed in a heavy dose of Vallejo Flat Blue to go with it. So, after painting the entire thing in Hexed Lichen, this is when I do my custom blend of Hexed Lichen plus Flat Blue, and as you can see, this is a lot more accurate. Also, I apologize if I sound a bit slurry and just rough in general. I still have that cold I was talking about in the previous video. And now we're just doing some black detailing on the feet. So the chest piece by default is like a light grey, like just like a flat white grey. And I wanted to pop a little bit, so I'm painting it silver. And the coverage for the normal Vallejo silver is quite poor, so we're gonna do 2 coats. Same with the claws, I want them to have that look of metal. So the little lights on his abdomen sort of changed to red from a light blue. So now I decide to paint all the black parts like a gunmetal instead, because I want to grit him up a little bit. I'm also painting the leg armor and the shoulder armor into this gunmetal. folding down these pieces here to just like protect them because I want to keep that red. Painting any metal color on black is just so satisfying, especially like anything silver or gunmetal. So now he's actually finished, but I'm gonna do what some animated collectors would probably dislike, and I'm going to dry brush some silver all over him because I want to grit him up a little bit to fit in better with the rest of my display. The whole animated aesthetic sort of makes him stick out a little bit, but you know, I want to try to give him a little bit more of a worn feel. Plus, hey, I really like dry brushing. So the last step to make him fit in more with what is essentially mostly my Transformers Prime collection is to grime him up even further with a wash of Nuln oil, just to give him some more depth. So, here is Shockwave completed in all his ungodly height, so he can't even fit in the camera screen, but let's take a closer look. You can see all this subtle dry brushing of silver I put on him. I also did some washes of Nuln oil to grime him up a little bit, because I didn't want him to look too plain. Like, I know, typically, you know, because he's a Transformers animated character, he should look somewhat like pastel colors and simplified, but I mean, oh, he doesn't really fit in because of the animation style. So I decided to, you know, realify him as much as I could. And let's see, like, here's my Transformers Prime Megatron, and as you can see, he doesn't really fit in at all, but at least he's got like the paint job to sorta make it somewhat work, I guess. I don't know, I just picked him up because I've always wanted this figure, because I love me some Shockwave, and he's absolutely fantastic in Transformers Animated. I like the original grey colors actually, but I also prefer his true colors as he puts it in the show. So yeah, hope you enjoyed.
I find myself in urgent need of good news. So please, Knockout, tell me that you found something useful.
Some things, my liege, and someone.
He lives. Just the tactical advantage I need.
The Autobots will be nothing but a skid mark on the data files.